Good morning, students. In the continuation of your class 8 science first chapter, today we are going to discuss this last topic of this chapter, storage of food materials. As we have discussed the different agricultural practices, this is the last step of this agricultural practice. Before that, up to harvesting and winnowing we have discussed. Now, after winnowing, we are having our grains. That grains should be stored. Why it is needed this for storage purpose? Because this stored grain can be used for our future use. So this storage process is important for us so that we can utilize this stored food for our future use. So before storing these grains, we should follow certain things. What is the main thing is that when our grains are freshly cut, then it should have some moisture content. So before storing, the first thing that should be done, that we should to do, is should be dried. The foods should be dried before storage. Okay, what is the benefit of the drying? This food will contain certain moisture. So drying is removing this moisture content from the food, from the grains. It removes the moisture content from the grains. Okay, and one more thing, why it is dried? What is the benefit of this drying? Ki when it is moist, then it should be attacked by this microorganism. It should be attacked by this microorganism. So to protect it from the moisture and to protect it from this attack of microorganism, the food or the crops should be dried first. Then it should also be protected from certain rodents like this. Main is that is our rats. These stored food, suppose we are having certain storage house in our homes, then rats are there. These rats, what they do, they attack on these grains and they destroy it. So that should be also prevented. It is written that 20% of the crop produce is it is written so 25% of the crop that is produced is destroyed by these type of organisms like rats. So in our storehouse, all these things should be properly maintained. And the food that we store in our homes, it is in these container. It is storage bins. It is metallic container that these days it is being used to store the food in our homes. So before storage, the main things that we have to keep in our mind, the grains should be properly dried, and there should be certain measures have been taken to prevent it from the attack of the rats. Okay, so this thing should be done in our home, but suppose we have to store on a large scale. So to store on the large scale, there are storage grains is done in the silos and granaries. It is done in the silos and granaries. You can see this is the silos. It is a metallic house in which the food is stored. It is called this grain in silos. And this is the granary or warehouse where the food is stored. It is a godown like structure in which the food is stored. So before storing the grains in the silos or this granaries, the food grains should be chemically treated. Chemical treatment is required before this storing. So all these measures should be taken to store the grains in the different places, either in our homes or in the silos or in the granaries. Okay, all these safety measures should be taken so that it will stop of the destroying of the food. And there are certain agencies are there in our country that are responsible for the storage of the food. The first and very important is the Food Corporation of India. It is also known as FCI. Very, very important term. This is the FCI, Food Corporation of India. And many other stored warehouses, corporations are also there to store the food. So this is all about our storage of food. Then the next is that is the foods from animals. It is also a very common thing in our daily life. We get different milk products, different meats, and different other things like the different household things that we also get from the animals. But the main thing is that is the food products. Here we are talking about this food products, is milk and meat. So the animals that provide us these things are known as this livestock. Okay, these are called this livestock. Like here it is written, the keeping of animals for specific purpose is known as this domestication. Domesticated animals, domestic animals here that are present in our homes. Okay, and all the domestic animals useful for useful animals are called this livestock, like this camel, buffalo, sheep, pigs, and all that. Okay, cows. So these provide us different things, like they provide us milk, egg, meat, honey, silk, and number of other useful things. Okay, and the place where they are reared on a large scale, this is called this farm. It is also very important. This is called this farm. Okay, so these things we get from the animals. Okay, so the science in which we deal with the study of food, shelter, and health care of domestic animal is called this animal husbandry. It is called this animal husbandry. The branch in which we deals with the food, then shelter, health care of domesticated animals. It is called this animal husbandry. This branch is called this animal husbandry. Okay. So students, in this way we have finished our this first chapter. Okay, our first chapter is finished. We have discussed all the different um, agricultural practices that are related with the crop production and how it is done. We have discussed all things in very much detail. So this chapter is now finished. There is something that you have to keep in your mind, that you should to revise